Welcome everybody to the Yes or No podcast, episode number
5.
And today's pretty interesting. We are going to be talking about
artificial
intelligence and Elon Musk robots.
Oh my gosh.
Optimus.
Oof.
Yes.
What a touchy subject.
You say, what does this have to do? Well, it has to do with everything. It has to do with humanity in general.
Yeah.
We're going to go over pros, cons, and then let you decide what side you're on. Are you in the middle? Do you feel like the dangers outweigh the benefits, or do the benefits outweigh the risks? You decide at the end, right? Whether you agree, yes,
or no.
So let's start off with, you guys already seen Elon Musk, Tesla's new robot Optimus.
Yeah. I want one.
They're about $30,000.
Just kidding. I don't want one.
So, they're about $30,000. It's funny because the day after, there's about 3 or 4 Chinese companies that made their own version that claim to be more flexible. They move more, they have better movement, etc. That's what their claim is. I'm not saying that they are, and they go for half the price, right? $15,000.
Not bad.
Not bad, right? Hey, listen, it's less than the price of a Honda Civic.
I still don't want it. That thing looks creepy.
It's less than the price of a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
For you guys, right? So at the end of the day, we decided to touch on this. We're going to start with a few benefits, right? And this is what Elon claims. It's labor automation, right? Mm-hmm. It's funny because isn't that what they were fighting over the ports here from Texas to New York a month ago, right? That they didn't want automation to take their jobs. Mm-hmm. But here we go. Optimum is designed to handle repetitive and physically demanding tasks in various industries, such as manufacturing, logistics, and construction, reducing the need for human labor in all areas.
Wow.
Cost efficiency. By automating tasks, companies can potentially lower operational costs, improve efficiency, and maintain productivity for fewer errors. What does that mean for the economy? We're looking at it from a CEO's perspective. What does that mean? Hey, listen, these robots work 24/7. They're more efficient. Mm-hmm. They don't get tired. They don't need breaks. They don't need vacation. They don't need personal PTO.
Mm-hmm. Great productivity.
We could maybe 10x or 100x our products.
Nice.
Meaning that everything that we see will actually go down, which would be very good to hear the prices go down after the way inflation has been. Mm-hmm. Right? And number 3, workplace safety. Optimus could take on hazardous tasks that are dangerous for humans, reducing workplace accidents, ensuring a safer environment for workers.
It's a good thing.
Potentially, yes. Dangerous jobs. Mm-hmm. Right? We're going to get to the other side. Don't worry, guys. I'm pretty sure you're already thinking of many ways of why you could contradict this. And we're going to cover that. Mm-hmm. Versatility. The robot is developed with ability to learn, adapt different tasks, making it useful in various sectors, including homes, where it could assist with household chores. Hey, ladies, I know you guys will probably be happy about that. Mm-hmm. And the good thing, but it's funny because every time I read that, it reminds me of the Terminator speaking to John Connor and saying that the more he interacts with humans, the more he learns and he adapts. Slang, emotions, why people cry, because he asked them why you cry. So I guess if you are on a better economically scale, right, and you're a business owner, of course you want these things. They're going to save you money.
Yeah. Right?
They're going to save you money. They're going to be efficient. They're going to help your business out. Mm-hmm. But the majority of people, unfortunately, are not business owners. The majority of people are laborers.
Right.
Whether white collar or blue collar, the majority of people, 97%, are laborers.
That means they'll take our jobs.
We're going to go into that. Right?
Now I'm thinking.
So, job displacements, right? Wow. Robots like Optimus or, the Chinese counterparts, mm-hmm. they take over manual repetitive tasks. There's a risk of widespread job loss, especially in industries relying on human labor, such as manufacturing, labor, and logistics. Mm. But I don't think it's just manual labor. I don't think it's just going to be construction. I don't think it's going to be the shipping. I don't think it's going to be hard labor. I know you gave an example in the other podcast. But what other jobs do you think that they're going to be taking? You did mention medical.
Medical somewhat, not to the full extent. Doing surgeries. I mean, it sounds really cool. Like, imagine a robot, like, a doctor moving a robot and doing a surgery in Japan, and he's probably in the United States. Like that technology, to me, that's like pretty cool.
Okay.
You know, like the robot gets in Japan and he's
doing it.
Yeah. Like that would be cool, but I don't think it will replace it in the sense of emotions, you know. We are humans. We need contact. We need to talk to someone. Like, I hate when I'm calling the pharmacy I'm calling and I have to speak to a robot. I want to speak to a human. And then you repeat what, customer service.
How many of you guys use swear words to get through it? When you're speaking to the automated
I click 00. It's like, you have to choose 0. I'm like, send me to a customer service.
And that's definitely a negative.
Yeah.
But, getting deeper into medical field, right? We just actually mentioned that, and I even mentioned the clip of the Terminator. The more they interact with humans, the more they're going to learn. I believe. And
isn't that crazy that we're trying to know more about the robots and the robots are trying to get to know more about us? Like, crazy.
Exactly. You're right. Good point. But I think there's going to be a point where the robot's no longer going to need the human to direct it. After performing a certain number of surgeries, they're not going to need the doctor anymore. They're going to do it better. So that's where I think, yes, I believe.
I believe that. I don't think that something that is made out of metal, will ever know what is pain or what it is to.
They may understand it. They may not feel pain, but I believe they're going to be a point where they will understand it. Why? Because they have access to artificial intelligence. You see, artificial intelligence, the way it was 10 years ago compared to what it is now, has grown a lot. So I think it's going to get to a point that.
Think about it. Like, think of an experience, like an experience in your life when you felt the most joy. Like, we all have joys, right? But there was a time in your life when you're like, oh, this was the most joyful time that I ever had. Mm-hmm. I don't think that a robot will be able to feel that.
Well, they don't have a soul, right? They don't. For those that believe that we have a soul, they're not like us, right? They don't have feelings.
They will never be like us.
They will understand what feelings are. They will understand why humans think the way they think. I don't think they'll ever feel pain, or at least to that point. Who knows? We don't know how technology will go. Mm-hmm. Because I feel that one of the negatives is that it's going to come to the point where the lines between being human and actually being a machine are going to be blurred, right? Neuralink, Elon Musk has talked about it. I guess they want to use it for good. If you want to look at that, people that are disabled, they've lost parts, they're going to be able to make robotic arms, legs, or limbs, whatever the case may be, which I think would be a great thing because it'll improve the quality of life for those that are disabled. I'm not knocking that, but at the same time, it's almost like a transhumanistic, like combining robots with humans, which I think is on the verge of something that could be unethical. Probably go against most of our morality. Mm-hmm. So I think blurring the lines, I don't mean to mention this in a bad way, but in China, they're doing sex robots. I mean, they have sex dolls already that look pretty realistic. Now they're going to make robots to the point where in the movie Terminator, the robots under were machine, but on top they were human skin, right? And I feel like there's been a pattern that Hollywood teaches us what's in the future before it happens because they know the technology that's in there. So with that said, though, we've seen negative and positive, but I think one of the biggest things is security risks, right? Mm-hmm. If it's hacked, if it's compromised.
Right.
Optimum could lead to, could be used for malicious purposes, right? Mm-hmm. Spying, sabotage, physical harm. We've seen the memes already when they're like, I'm going to use slang. Hopefully most of you guys may understand it. I'm going to use me and my Optimus robot. We're about to slide on the ops, right? We're about to go shoot our enemies. And then the guy's handing the gun over to Optimus because, he doesn't want to do it. Or if you get pulled over by the police, switch seats, Optimus. Optimus goes to jail and you're scot-free, right? I believe that, unfortunately, they could hack the robots in the middle of them doing surgery.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Or hack the robot inside your house to get all your personal details and your bank information. They already do it with the web. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to do it with that. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to play this very short clip, right? Since we were speaking about the loss of jobs. Elon Musk speaking about it, and I think this is a big danger, right? And I think this is something that's very big. We're going to hear it, but just pay attention.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think the biggest. I think we'll just end up doing universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
Some of the key factors that I understood was that some of the biggest challenges is robots are going to take most of the jobs. How are you going to find purpose?
Yes, that was a big one because as humans, we all look for meaning in life, right? Like that's the whole thing. Like you wake up every day looking for meaning. I got to go to work because, if I work, I might get the car that I'm dreaming to have. I got to go to work because if I don't work, I can't pay the rent. So we all wake up with a sense of meaning. I want to buy, we're in time of holiday season. I got to go to work. I have to make more money. I have to get me another job because, holidays are coming. We got to buy, my son or my daughter wants the latest, little toy and I want to get it for them. So we all wake up with a meaning. And I think that's the purpose of humans. That's what get us moving.
It's not just about from a worker's employee, like from an employee perspective. You gotta understand that these robots are going to be the entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurship will end. You're not going to be a business owner, right? If this robot could do their own booking, their own bookkeeping, they could do their own sales pitch, right? They'll be able to have their own sales pitch because they already had studied what the psyche of a human being is more than the actual human being would be. So they would probably become better salesmen. Again, their decision-making skills, they'll know the algorithm better than social media than a human can. They'll know what audience to reach faster. So you got to understand that even if you sharpen your skills, your entrepreneurship is also in danger. So another takeaway that I got from this is universal basic income. You really think about that, that's a little scary. That means you're going to be basically, it's going to come to the point that we're going to become so reliant on this technology that human beings are not going to be capable of doing the type of work. Right? And it's going to be like a subsidy, almost as if whoever's in charge is going to give you crumbs on the table. Right? And that, as we know, in history has never gone well.
Yes.
Never. And it's come to the point where, what if they were to shut down the grid? One way or another, right? Someone could hack it. Not speaking of governments, but just someone hacks it for malicious reasons and everything goes down. And you're so dependent on this technology. How will you survive? These are thoughts that And I think that's why it's important. The whole point of this podcast is not fear mongering.
No.
It's not to say I'm against this or I'm for this. It's just, what are you doing today to earn income? What are you doing today now that money can be made to be made, right? What are you doing today to adapt to what's coming in the future, right? What type of works? Are you looking into web security? Are you looking into these technological works? Are you learning how AI works, right? Get educated. I know that in the past we've been past generations, oh, fear this, it's the 666, it's the devil, which it seems like it's going to make way for it. I'm not saying it's not. It definitely is, especially if you know your scriptures. But in the meanwhile, it's not right now. It's not. Your child is hungry. Your child needs to eat. What are you doing for your family right now? Now, the moment they say, if you don't take this, you can't get this or that, then we're going to change, right? And then we're going to stand in what we believe is true. But as for now, what are you doing? How are you going to adapt? Right now, there's time. Right now, we have this information in our hands, and information is going quick. Do it before it's too late. Right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think, we should educate ourselves, get to know more. What is this ChatGPT? What are these robots? I think that knowledge gives us power, so we need to educate ourselves. Exactly.
And I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of things that AI does to the point where I always use this example because I was with my parents and I said, listen, look what AI could do. And I told them, hey, give me a 45 minutes sermon of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But use these denominational beliefs. And next thing you know, in 30 seconds, I had a 45-minute sermon. With scripture, which was theologically according to the beliefs that I mentioned. So I'm telling you, these robots are really after everybody's job, including ministerial, right?
Yeah.
No matter. So this is something that you have to really take responsibility, take control of, look in the future, never lose your faith in God, bring your morals. I think a balance is always good.
Yes.
Right? Don't lean too much on technology, but actually balance, learn technology, keep the old ways, still know how to use a map just in case everything goes off the grid, right? Like what I saw on TikTok, where this young lady said, I guess generation, what is it, X, I believe it's called, Alpha, whatever it is now. Guys, how did you get around before without GPS? And then I see a guy my age come on there and say, yeah, we used the map. It took the whole dashboard. And we traced lines and we were able to get there, but the markings weren't always on point. So when we got to the city or the town that we needed to get with, we did something that's so scary. We pulled over and we actually interacted with other humans. And we asked for directions and we got where we had to go. If not, you wouldn't be here today. So I think that's important, right? Yes. Interaction with humans.
Yes, necessary. We all need it. I think anyone who has studied psychology knows that that's a necessity for every human being to socialize, to be in contact with another being.
Don't let technology take that away from you.
No.
The sense of community.
Not.
Which I think is very important, right? Sense of community, morals, beliefs, hand them down. And yes, get with the times, learn, educate yourself, better yourself, become an entrepreneur.
Don't be scared. It's a new thing. We all get scared of seeing new things or starting a new thing. It's just like when you start a new job, you get scared, but get to know what is this new technology? What is this new thing that everybody's talking about?
Exactly. Don't be scared. Take advantage of it, but at the same time, use caution and discernment.
Correct.
Caution and discernment, right? We could use it now, but in the end, I'm pretty sure those that are scripture savvy knows what the end game is, right? But at the same time, let's use it now while we can. Let's better ourselves, our family members. Always have, your eyes open with discernment. See what's good. Take what's good, leave what's bad. Right? So at the end of the day, do you agree with us? I'm very excited. Leave a comment. You're against it. You're with it. You're neutral at the end of the day. And if you agree with us, Yes
or no?
or no? Good one.